All right, everybody. So now, in our last video, I showed you how to do the flat stitch, where did I put that thing? Oh, there it is. Which looked like this. I was in the last post. So I'm not going to go over all of the specifics on how to do the stitch. Just watch the last one, and if you know how to do this one, it'll be easy to figure out how to do this one because it's pretty much the same thing. So I've got the same setup, and again, you can see my how to start a bracelet video on a previous YouTube post. We've got the road ropes in the center that are the shorter ones, and two long yellow ones on the side. When I do the spiral, I like to use one color because I just think it looks better. You can use two if you want. It just makes like a, I showed you in the last one, I have a black and white one here. It kind of makes like a speckled, more random pattern. I prefer this. Either one is fine. So we're going to do the same exact stitch that we did for the flat one, except this time I'm always going to start with the same side. So if you're a lefty and you want to start with the left one, this is my left hand from where I'm looking, you're always, every time you do a new stitch, start with the left, start with the left, start with the left. I'm a righty, so I'm going to always, even if I drop it and I pick it up and it's been twisted, I forgot which side I was looking at, the back or the front, doesn't matter. As long as you're always starting the stitch with the same side, it will make the spiral pattern. So I'm not going to show you, I'm going to rush through these first couple stitches just so you can see how this goes. So again, like we did in the last one, from my angle, you make a letter P, you lay it in front of the road, pinch it, take your other side in front of this is the tail again, take your other side in front of the tail, behind the road, and up through the P. It'll look like that. I forgot to mention this in the last one. When you're pulling this, you don't want your road strings to be twisted. They should be side by side flat. If they get twisted around like that, that's bad news. You don't want that. So, again, you can anchor this down. I just hold it with my hands. It's easy. If you're a beginner, it's easier to put your loop on a nail or something that holds it, and then you can just work with, you don't have to hold this part too. But I hold it, I tighten it up, boom, one stitch. And again, to tighten it, you can pinch the center, tug on the side, same thing on the other side, pinch it, tug it. That's one stitch. It's like really hard to see the first stitch because it's tiny. I'm going to do a few more. Again, I'm going to start on my right, P in front. Whoa, whoa. Over the tail, behind the road, up through the letter P. Tighten, 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 tighten. One more fast one. Doink, doink, ding, dong, dong. Boom. Tighten it, tighten it, tighten it, tighten it. One more. Letter P, front of the tail, behind the road, up through the back of the loop. Tighten it, tighten it, tighten it, tighten it. Again, letter P, front of the tail, behind the road, up through the loop. Whoa! Make sure your road is nice and flat and straight. Tighten it, tighten it, tighten it, tighten it, tighten it, tighten it. Sometimes you'll see, it depends on the quality of the hemp you get. Sometimes, like my colored strings here are really thin, and my uncolored string that I'm using in the middle is like kind of a poor quality. You can see how many like little strands it has coming off, and it's thick in parts and thin in parts. That's fine. As long as you tighten it, you won't really see that difference in the width of your string or little blemishes. And when you wear it, especially if you're at camp and you're sweating and you're in the creek, getting this thing damp, wearing it in the shower, it'll wear away. All the little imperfections will kind of be bleached out or worn off like sandpaper just from rubbing against your wrist or getting in the water. Anyway, I'm going to do like 3 more stitches. Again, letter P on top of the road. I'm looking at it, so for me, it's on top of the road. The other side goes in front of the tail, behind the road, and up through the back of the hoop towards me. Tighten it again. Every time I do a stitch, I'm starting with the same side. If you watch the flat video, which I would recommend you watch me doing the flat stitch before you watch this one because I'm skipping a lot of steps here just for the sake of time. When the flat video, I like the stitch that the side that I started with switched every time because the color. So I would do right side, then left side, then right side with the left side. Spiral. What makes it spiral is you're doing the same stitch, but you're always starting the stitch on the same side, and that makes it wrap around your center road pieces. Letter P in front of the tail, behind the road, up through the loop. Tighten it, tighten it, tighten it, tighten it. Letter P over the tail, behind the road, up towards me, through the back to the front. Boom. Do one more. Letter P in front of the road, other side in front of the tail, behind the road, and up through the back of the hoop. Get. Okay, now you should see it. As you can see, and I can kind of twist it. As you can see, it's starting to make a spiral. Ooh, that looks nice. See, like this is the kind of thing I'm talking about. I can probably, yeah, pull that off. If you have scissors, you can always just snip that off later. So anyway, also if you're starting it, like I kind of manipulated mine. See how this way the spiral's not so tight? You can always just like twist it. And it makes the spiral even more spirally. If you're doing it, you're thinking, why is my spiral so flat? You can kind of manipulate that. You can just, one more. Letter P in front of the road, in front of the tail, behind the road, up through the back of the letter P. That's all there really is to it. And again, just like the other one, you should definitely watch the how to do the flat stitch if you're watching this one first because I'm skipping a lot of steps here. But I was telling you in the last one, when you're doing one like this, that's flat, and you drop it and you forgot, as you see this side is yellow in the middle and this side is blue in the middle. If you're worried, oh my gosh, I dropped it, I forgot which side I was looking, it doesn't matter. With the flat stitch, you always put whatever color's in the center as your letter P in front of the road. But with the spiral, even if you drop it, if you were always doing your stitch from the right, it doesn't matter how turned around it got. You just always keep starting with the one that's on your right, every time. Even if you drop it, pick it back up. Just do whatever. If you're right-handed, just do the right every time. It's easier to remember. If you're left-handed, do the left in front every time. Whatever's easier for you. But the spiral is probably easier than the flat, especially if you just use one color, because it's easier to hide mistakes that you've made. And to remember how to do it because you're just doing the same thing every time. If you guys have any questions or if there's something that I've missed here or if you're looking at it and you're frustrated, you like rewound this video 6 times, like, Maddie, you skipped a part. Just put a comment in the on the YouTube video or even send me an email or you guys can, I think my phone number is on the website. You can text me. I'll walk you through it. Instagram, message me, whatever way you want to communicate with me. If I've left something out or you're really hitting a dead end, you can contact me some way and I'll show you how to do it because it's not too hard once you wrap your head around it. All right, after this, the next video, I'll show you guys how to finish it with a bead.